We're going to be graphing this rational function up here. The intercepts are already graphed for us, but we want to figure out where the vertical and horizontal asymptotes are supposed to be. To find that vertical asymptote, that's that vertical line that the graph can never cross. So we're going to focus on the denominator of our fraction and figure out whatever makes that equal 0. Because you can't have 0 in the bottom of a fraction because you can't divide by 0. And that's where our boundary lines that you can't cross are going to go. So I'm going to take x squared plus x minus 6 equal to 0. Factor this thing using my old-timey factoring skills. I think a positive 3 and a negative 2 will do the trick. Setting each factor equal to 0 shows me that one of the VAs will be at x equals negative 3, and the other VA will be at x equals positive 2. So I'll go to where x is negative 3 and draw a vertical boundary line. I'll go to where x is positive 2 and draw another vertical boundary line. And now I'm ready to find that horizontal asymptote, which is all about what happens as x, which is all about what happens as x gets very large. And as x gets very large on the top, this negative 6 becomes negligible, and this x becomes negligible. In the denominator, as x gets very large, this negative 6 becomes negligible, and so does this positive 2. So for the horizontal asymptote, we want to focus on the lead term of each separate polynomial. Simplify this down if we can. The x squares will cancel, giving us a 2. So the HA will be at y equals 2. Definitely have to have both the y and the equals and the 2. That'll be a horizontal line here at y equals 2, giving me a nice horizontal boundary line. Now to actually draw the graph, I've got 3 sections broken up by these vertical asymptotes. In this very first section, I can see there's no intercepts to cross at all. I definitely have to approach this horizontal asymptote, and as I approach the vertical asymptote, I either have to swerve up or swerve down. I have to make it's one or the other. It's not both. And it can't be swerving down, because if I were swerving down, I'd be crossing the x-axis, and there's no x-intercept there. So this section will look like this. In the middle section, this section, I have 3 points. All in that section, they all need to be connected. And I also need to approach these asymptotes. So as I connect these dots, this will continue on this downward trend and hug that asymptote. And on the left side, the same thing will happen. It'll hug the asymptote. And for this last section of graph, I definitely have to approach this asymptote. And as I get closer to the vertical asymptote, I either have to veer up or veer down. I can't veer down without crossing the x-axis, and there are no x-intercepts over here. So as I approach the VA, I will veer up. So the graph would look something like this picture here. Good luck.